Today we're going to talk about real mark Prajna. Prajna is profound wisdom. Real mark is our original pure essence. Today we're going to use the Heart Sutra to understand what is real mark Prajna. First of all, we should know that this Prajna is inherent in all sentient beings. There are three kinds of Prajna. One is literary Prajna. It is the words and language of the sutra. Number two is contemplative Prajna. We have to use the literary Prajna to reflect, think about our own lives, and to eradicate ourselves of our afflictions. Apply the Dharma to transform ourselves and find our true nature, which is what we call the real mark Prajna. So we use the language, the sutra, the wisdom in the literature to contemplate on ourselves, eradicate our afflictions and defilements, and realize the real mark Prajna, our pure essence. These are also called the three truths of all Dharma. We have three truths. Contemplative Prajna is the ultimate truth, which is emptiness. The literary Prajna is the conventional truth because it has forms, it has words, it has language. And real mark Prajna is called the middle way, the truth of the middle way. So non-existence and existence, this is neither existence nor non-existence. When we have reached this balance, that's when we see our true nature. So let's look at the very first line of the Heart Sutra. When Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva was practicing profound Prajna, he illuminated the five skandhas and saw that they are empty, and he crossed beyond all suffering and difficulty. Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, you can say it's Guanyin Bodhisattva, who is most compassionate. He realized the emptiness of our body and mind. The five skandhas in this case is under the conventional truth. Illuminating to see the emptiness is the contemplative Prajna, it's the emptiness. When we can understand the five skandhas are empty, that's when we realize the real mark Prajna, the middle way. What does it mean by illuminate? It means to turn our lights inward and reflect on our attachment to the five skandhas, our forms, our feeling, our cognition or perception, our mental formation, and consciousness. These five are what considered as our body and mind. But our attachment to the five skandhas is what's preventing us from being enlightened. So the Bodhisattva, he became carefree by seeing the empty nature of our body and mind. This body, this form, my feeling of happiness and sorrow through all the conditions, that's not me. My form and feelings are through the first five consciousness of eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and body. The cognition, skandha, is just my sixth consciousness. And the mental formation is only my seventh manas consciousness, the strong self. And the subconscious, as you might call it, that is just the big alaya consciousness, the storehouse. So all these are all deluded mind, not our real mind. If you can see the emptiness of the five skandhas in itself, when you're not attached, that is your Buddha nature, it's your true essence. So the thing right now is to let go of our discriminating deluded mind, thinking that the five skandha is a real self. They are empty, which means they're conditioned arising, and there's really not a self called the five skandhas. When you see it clearly, then the five skandhas is the body and mind of a Buddha. It further explains this Prajna form does not differ from emptiness. Emptiness does not differ from form. Form itself is emptiness. Emptiness itself is form. First, form does not differ from emptiness. It's basically describing the five skandhas. The physical life that we're living in right now is actually empty in its true nature. Form is like the waves of the ocean, and the emptiness is like the water of the entire ocean. You cannot say they're different, but you cannot say they're exactly the same. One is the essence, one is the form. What we see apparently and the truth behind it, which is emptiness, the essence of a thing, the essence of our body, the essence of this world. Nothing is beyond this prajna. All physical existence are not different from the emptiness, which is our true mind. And emptiness does not differ from form. You cannot find emptiness without the forms of the world. So you cannot say, I don't want this body, I don't want to see anything in the world or hear or touch. You still use your senses and you still use this body to live this life. It's just that we should let go of the attachment, because that is the cause of our suffering. We can live a better life without all the emotional ups and downs from the life situations. We can break free and see the emptiness in the forms, as if we are flying high as an eagle. The eagle look down at the world, the houses, all the things going on, it all look the same. So if we can broaden our horizon, look at our life like the eagle, we will be more detached and we'll have more wisdom to deal with all the favorable and unfavorable conditions. We will have less struggle in our lives. Form itself is emptiness. Emptiness itself is form. So it's the middle way. There is not different. They cannot be separated. Basically means you cannot be attached to anything, but you still gotta understand karma and do all that is good. There was an American tourist that went to South Africa. Over there, he saw some beautiful fluorescent colored parrots. So he brought one back to the United States as a pet. So he taught the parrot how to speak. A year later, he decided to go back to South Africa to visit the other parrots. So he went back to South Africa and told his friend how great and happy his pet parrot is. But suddenly, one of his friends heard the news, he just died. The owner came back and told the pet parrot, "Oh, I told your friends how great you're living here. One parrot just suddenly died." The pet parrot heard it. All of a sudden, he died as well. The owner was in great shock. He thought, oh, I guess he's too sad about his friend's death. He threw the parrot on the ground. All of a sudden, the parrot started flying. So the message sent by his friend, in order to be free, he has to die. What does that mean? We need to let go of our attachments while living in this world. So break away from the dualism of life. Maybe we can live a better life. All forms and all dharmas are empty of characteristics. Not produced, not destroyed, not defiled, not pure, and neither increase nor diminish. All dharmas, we need to look beyond the duality. When there's dualism, subject and object, good and bad, when we have that kind of thinking, it's always full of the self. We need to break away from all dualism. First, we need to see that nothing is produced or destroyed, nothing is conditioned, rising and ceasing. It's all due to the illusory nature of our mind. No birth and no death. Like the parrot, we need to die to understand death while we are alive, that we can really be free from samsara of reincarnation. Then we have to see nothing is defiled nor pure. Defilement and purity is often on our mind. When we watch a show, this is the antagonist, this is the protagonist, this is my friend, this is my foe. We are always thinking in terms of dualism. That's why we can never find our real nature, the real mark. Can we look beyond the dualism of our mind I have loving kindness toward everybody, and forgive and forget all the oppositions and the evils of the world. That is the purpose of the literary Prajna. To live this world without any attachment to the self, but do all that is good. In ancient China, if the emperor is virtuous, then the country will have peace and harmony and prosperity. As long as we have purity and virtue, everything can be eradicated. Then we need to see that nothing is really increasing nor diminishing. Our Buddha nature is not less than Buddha, and a serial killer is not less than we are. We are all equal in our true nature. When there is affliction that arises due to life situations, reflect ourselves and contemplate that is illusory. I must make the best out of the situation and do all that is good and wholesome. Lastly, the Bodhisattva, through reliance on Prajna, is unimpeded in his mind. He is not afraid, and he's able to leave distorted dream thinkings far behind. This is the benefit of having the Prajna. Our mind is full of impediment. Our mind is so chaotic. We have so much stress, so much desire, grasping, love, and hate. What if we can be free from all impediments? Isn't that ultimate happiness? And we can live a life not being afraid. We're afraid of getting sick, not having a good image, not having money. We're afraid of everything. What if we can be free? We have original pure essence. Our mind is originally free from all impediment, free from all fear, anxiety, and stress. That is really not how we should be. We can live a life of no more fear. When you find your true nature, you will no longer be afraid of any life situation. You're always like the eagle that sees the truth of the world. Then we can leave behind all distorted dreamlike thinking. We're living in an illusory world, thinking it's reality, but the real reality is your true essence. It's not this dreamlike thinking. You change your mind, you change your world, you change your life. That's all. So from the deluded mind to the awakened mind, from the grasping mind to the mind that is not caught up in the worldly situation. Have a little distance from you and the life situation, and you will no longer have impediment or being afraid or have distorted dream thinking. In the sutra, it says there is a great king. He had a dream. In the dream, he was this little ant and was very afraid of big ants. He could not find any food for himself. He was so scared and so afraid. Finally, he woke up from his nightmare and realized, I am a king. Good thing I am not a little ant. So he break away from his boundary. You have the real mark Prajna. You are the great king. It's just that you are in the dream, thinking that you are this little ant. So the Prajna of the Buddhism is to help us awaken to our true wisdom. To see illusion is to depart from it. To depart from illusion is to be enlightened. So we just need to see how Buddha sees the world, not see the world through our mundane eyes with colored lenses. The color lens is our attachment to the self. We think there's a self, that's why we cannot see the real mark. We cannot see the reality of the world. We can only live in the dream state, the illusory world. So everybody can awaken suddenly or gradually through Prajna Paramita. So ultimately, we want to reach ultimate nirvana. From samsara to nirvana is only through one thing, that is called Prajna. Wisdom is the way to bring us from samsara, life and death, reincarnation to nirvana. The reason we want to go to the Western Pure Land is also to reach ultimate nirvana. So this lifetime, we need to be more awakened, use the Heart Sutra, recite the Heart Sutra, contemplate on the Heart Sutra, and realize the heart, realize our Buddha heart, our true, original, pure essence. So that's the class for today. Thank you for listening. Amitabha.